And welcome to our plenary session 2. And this plenary session 2, the title is Entrepreneurship to Achieve SDGs. And I'm Rafiqul Maruf with you. I'm the Associate Professor of Kyushu University Hospital. And in fact, I came to Japan in 1993. I came as a foreign student in Hokkaido University. I did my PhD from Hokkaido University in information engineering. Then I worked in Japanese IT industries for a few years. Then for time being, I returned back to Bangladesh, but now I'm in Kyushu University since 2017. Well, welcome you all once again to this session. And as the session title says, that entrepreneurship to achieve SDGs. So we can see that there's two keywords. One is entrepreneurship and one is SDGs. And we all know that Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, starts realization on 2015. And from the very beginning, Bangladesh has been active towards achieving these goals. And every year, the achievement of our country is increasing. That's a positive sign. In 2015, when Bangladesh entered, then our achievement was 59.01%. And gradually it increases. In 2019, it was 63.26%. In 2020, during the COVID time, it was 63.50%. It means during the COVID also, we could increase the growth. But it is not enough. We have to continue, although we have some remarkable achievements, especially in the maternal child healthcare sectors and gender equality. Bangladesh has a significant improvement. And if we see the rank right now in 2020, we find that out of 165 countries, Bangladesh was in 109th, little ahead of India and Pakistan, but we have a long way to go. And if about the entrepreneurship, as we know that there is a job crisis all over the world. So this is not a time for seeking job. This is time for creating job through entrepreneurship. And young people are very much energetic these days, and they are coming up with new ideas with the progress of time. So I think it is a good time for us to involve the young people. And this plenary session title, Entrepreneurship to Achieve SDGs, is very timely. And today I'm happy to have some very unique person in this session, actually. And we have two resource persons. I would mention, I like to first introduce Professor Mokhlesur Rahman. Mokhles Bhai is with us. He's the principal of Kodo International College of Fukuoka. Earlier, he was a professor of Japan University of Economics in Fukuoka. So first, may I request Mokhlesur Rahman, Professor Mokhlesur Rahman, to introduce yourself in brief. Professor Mokhlesur Rahman, we cannot hear you.
Thank you very much. I came to Japan in 1985 to study in Kyushu University. And after finishing my study, I started a job in a university. And I retired from there last year. And now I'm working as the principal of Kodo International College. This is one side of my life, and another one is we have an organization named in Japan, Bangladesh Tathiya Sunagukai, and in Bangladesh it is called Shandhani. Through this organization, we have built some schools, hospital, then nursing institutes, and some other other things. Now, today, entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? I have actually, I didn't think about this. Entrepreneurship, just an example. In our village, some students, after graduation, they started to open a school, that means junior high school. Their aim is to give quality education. During our MDGs, we wanted quantity education. That means number of students come to the school. But now people are doing quality education. And these people, these young people, they have started this program. So I think this is an entrepreneurship. And I am very much glad to see that program.
Wonderful.
I think I should stop from here.
Yeah, we will love to know your experience. And today our main participants attendants are the young people. So they need your advice, they need your experience. So thank you very much. Be with us.
Yeah.
And now I would like to introduce our another research person, and he's a wonderful friend of Bangladesh, actually, Mr. Takuya Kawamura. So may I request Kawamura-san, would you please introduce yourself in brief?
Good afternoon, Mr. Maruf and everyone. My name is Taku Kawamura. Thank you for inviting me to this wonderful session. And before I start, don't worry, I'm Japanese. Japanese speech is very short, yeah? So
that's good for us. That's good.
I'm always exciting to meet with the young generation, because young generation always creates the new societies. So Mr. Maruf mentions the words of the entrepreneurship. So what is entrepreneurship? Me personally, entrepreneurship is a way of the living. It's a way of your living. Because just short my story, I was, before me becoming the president of the company, I was in the United States working in a very big company. But what I saw there is people didn't seem happy. We have many talented people, but we are not so happy. Then I had a chance to read a book by the Professor Muhammad Yunus, Your Country in Bangladesh. This changed my way of the thinking, the way of the living. So I quitted the big company and I joined the company created by my parents. And my company right now, 53% of my employees are in the handicapped people. So this is how we want to drive the business into the SDGs sustainable way. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, we need your experience, we need your knowledge, especially to our young people, those who are looking forward to be entrepreneur. So please be with us. And we have three wonderful speakers today, and I would love you all to follow them. And I would love you to comment on their activities so that the young people can link them with that. So today we have three speakers, and I'm sure they are very much known faces to most of our participants. Today we have Dr. Rashid Ahmed from Kyushu University. He's an associate professor. We have Mr. Shahriar Hussain. He's a managing director of Deloitte, Japan. And we have Mr. Tariq Rafi Bhuyan, very known face, and he's the General Secretary of Japan Bangla Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So these three wonderful speakers are with us, and we will listen one after another. So first, may I request Dr. Rashid Ahmed. Dr. Rashid Ahmed to come forward and please make your presentation with a brief introduction at first.
Thank you, Maruf bhai. Let me see. Okay, so my name is Ashir Ahmed. I work in Kyushu University in Japan. My activity here in Kyushu University is to teach the students and 60% of my time goes for research. My research topic is ICT. This is my expertise, information communication technology, but we do research on information communication technology with a special purpose, a unique objective. The objective is to solve a social problem. So we have designed many applications so far, but today I'll be happy to share one of the applications that is about healthcare. So is it okay, Dr. Maruf, to
discuss? Please.
So that's my background. So today I will speak about, how can I share this? Yes, I found this. Thank you. So today I will talk about two keywords. One is about digital health, and the second thing is about creating young entrepreneurs out of digital health. So as I just mentioned, I'm working in QC University. Today I will talk about four keywords. One is portable health clinic that we have designed in QC University with a company in Bangladesh as well. And why do we need it? And how PHC can help creating entrepreneurs. So I will talk about that. So originally, portable health clinic is, we call it a digital health because part of the work is digitized. And the objective of digitization of healthcare was needed because it is very difficult to create infrastructure, health infrastructure in rural areas and some unreached areas. It's not only Bangladesh, but the scenario is similar in any countries of the world. So we thought that one box can be turned into a hospital. If we cannot create a hospital in the rural areas, we can create a box where all the functionalities of a hospital can be available inside the box. So everything can be inside the box out of four components. Only the doctor will be missing. So part of the doctor brains will be also installed in the box, and part of the brain, I mean the functionality of the doctor can be connected by internet. So it's part of telemedicine. We all know that telemedicine doctors can be connected, and it is practiced all over the world. We will also use some technology to categorize classify patients into different categories so that we can identify the patients who will need doctor consultancy and who will not need doctor consultancy. So that's the main function of the portable health clinic. There are four components. One is the portable health clinic itself, the box. Number two, women micro entrepreneur. We named it a woman, but it doesn't necessarily be a woman. Man can also help. And a PHC database, portable health database, that becomes a powerful resource in order to make some predictions, data analysis, and so forth. And a doctor call center, it should be somewhere in the urban area. So why do we need it? If you look at the life expectancy, today you have seen some very good statistics about Bangladesh from the embassy. Now you can see another good example of Bangladesh, that the life expectancy of Bangladesh is growing very sharp. So in 1960, our life expectancy at birth was somewhere like 45. But now we are above the world average. So which means we are 72 right at this moment. I think it's close to 73 when I looked at these statistics yesterday. So we are more than a world average. So that's a very good news that our life expectancy, there are many reasons behind that, but this is the fact that our life expectancy is very good. So it may sound very good to you, but there are a lot of challenges. So the challenges that Japan is facing today, that we will face 50 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later, the aging population. So this graph shows that right now we have, in 2020, we have almost like 1 million, 10 million aging population who is over 65. But if you look at this sharp growth that the predicted population of of our elderly population. I think Mukhlas Bhai is also one of them right at this moment. And we are joining this population soon. So is it a good news or a bad news? This, when the population will be very big, as the from our economic minister from the embassy was mentioning, that this is the time of our like young population dividend. But if you look at this scenario, that 20 years later, we may not have that opportunity of the young dividend of the people. So, and what happens when your life is very long? So this is one example. We don't really want to live long. Of course, we want to live long, but what we need is like a longer morbidity, not longer morbidity. Morbidity means your, it's the term for the sickness. So what we need is, like, if our life is extended, we want our healthy life is extended, not the unhealthy life. So this unhealthy life is mentioned by the red coverage. So what we need is, like, at the end of our life, we want to be happy, we want to be healthy, we want to be productive, but we don't want to stay in the hospital for the long time. That doesn't really mean a good situation. So how can we reduce this? The objective of our portable health clinic is to reduce your morbidity. So increase your healthy life, but to decrease your unhealthy life. That's what we want to do. So in our previous research, we have been engaging our portable health clinic in various regions in Bangladesh, and also part of Asian, other Asian countries in India, Pakistan, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Part by part through our project, we reached almost like more than 50,000 population. But this 50,000 population that I'm showing, it's from the Bangladesh data. And we found that if you go for random testing, you will find 60% 1% healthy people and 39% unhealthy people. The challenge will be, how can these healthy people can remain healthy after 10 years, 20 years? And these unhealthy people can come towards this green line. So that will be our objective. So in order to do that, our doctors, our health experts, they also already have some guidelines how to do that. So we are proposing that we are using that guideline, and we wanted to see whether health monitoring in Bangladesh can be available. As you know, in Japan, every year, all the students and the employees in any organization, they have to go through a health checkup, annual health checkup. But unfortunately, Bangladesh doesn't have it. But we are trying to see whether it is possible we can provide this portable health clinic or any type of digital health activity to health monitoring to the students and elderly and the organizations. So we took a look. We had a look in Bangladesh, the statistic of the students. We found that 23.2% of our population are students right at this moment. So here's the detail, like how many students are in primary school, how in secondary, college, madrasa, and blah, blah, blah. So if we can cover at least this 23% population of the people by annual health checkup, it may look very expensive, but we are trying hard to make it as less costly as possible. Our current statistics say that if one student can pay 1,000 taka, for an example, per year, not even a month, per year, if they spend 1,000 taka, maybe this kind of service can be made available. And in the company, agriculture sector has 16%, industry has 7%, and service industry has 14% in Bangladesh, the population. So we can reach this population through organizations so that the health cannot be an individual burden. The institutions can take care of the health monitoring part. So our current model goes like one healthcare worker. You don't have to be a doctor, just one healthcare worker trained by us. They can go with this the portable health clinic box. They can visit the schools. Maybe if you can increase the number, 5 people can go together or 10 people, depending on the size of the organization, they can cover it. How can you make this? We don't want to call them an employee. We want to call them an entrepreneur. So how can you be an entrepreneur? So we are looking at, in Bangladesh, unemployed girl. If they can have a training for 12 to 48 months, then they get a government license. So after they, even in Mokles Bhai's institution, if they are, when they are graduated, then we can give them a training for 1 month, technical and entrepreneurship skills. And after that, they can become an entrepreneur and they can be their individual entrepreneur as well. So what will they do? They will, in the box, there are different set of sensors. Those sensors can work. They can go in the rural areas, and even organizations, they can have the data and upload the data, and also the doctor services can be made available. So I think I will stop here. So the opportunity that of the healthcare entrepreneur will be enormous. If you want to cover all the population that I have mentioned, we can estimate how many entrepreneurs we will be needed. And we can work with the government as a private PPP model that can work, or any type of model should fit. But we try to see whether we can target the community to develop a specific technology that's we can do in the university. But business can be another sector. It's not the job of the university. So we'd like to see, we want to work with persons, how can this bring the technology, and talk to the government as well. Healthcare has been a burden for the government as well, and work together. It's not only Bangladesh, but other developing countries as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ashir. It's a wonderful presentation. And we find a lot of interest from the audience. But as we have a time constraint, we will go to our resource person for their comment first. Mokles Bhai, yes. You were working also in the healthcare sector. You were doing a lot of things in your village areas. And this is a model actually for the, it can be very suitable for the rural healthcare services. So how do you think that this can help the people in the rural area, or how you like to see it in the real field?
Yes, I know some of the ideas of this system, as Professor Dr. Ashir told us. One thing I am concerned is that actually giving some medical treatment means not only giving some medicines. When we are sick, we want to go to a hospital. We want to talk to the doctors or nurses or some medical persons face to face, and then the doctor treats us. Now, this mechanical system, does it comfort the patients? This is my question. Only technological system can give us that comfort. I am not very much sure. I always think of it.
Okay, thank you. Ashir, will you address on it? I think Mokles Bhai's point was the acceptability of technology to the rural people.
Thank you. Actually, one of my students worked on this acceptance of technology. There is a model called Technology Acceptance Model, TAM. So that's well known, and we use that model to see the consumer behavior. So how do they accept this technology or not? So either they accept it or they reject it. So we took a special way, a special technique to see there. If you take a survey, people don't really give you the right impression. So we took a practical way. We actually changed the patients. So we wanted to see whoever received the prescriptions from our digital healthcare, portable healthcare system, whether they went to the medicine and they bought the medicine or not. So the buying the medicine, it's on their own pocket. So if they bring their money from their own pocket, it means they trust us and they accept it. So 95% of the people, they bought medicine. So we came to a conclusion that they accepted it. So what about the 5% population? So we found that somebody were taking the medicine, they didn't buy it 100% from the prescription. They bought it one by one. So whenever they need, for an example, the doctor prescribed 10 medicines, one medicine, but to take it 10 pieces. So they buy it one by one every day. And it was a very good lesson to us. The person who really answered that he bought partial medicine, we asked this question, why do you do that? And he gave us a very good advice. He said that you guys are telling me to walk, and if I buy 10 medicine together in one day, then I don't walk. So I buy it every day. So it gives me another task to go to the medicine shop. So I do two things, and this is the way they buy it. So the conclusion is from our PhD, the students that PhD student worked on, in the conclusion was the acceptance of the technology as a portable health clinic was highly accepted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Actually, we like to discuss long, but due to time constraint, we have to conclude here. And I would I'd like to advise Kawamura-san. You are working with the disabled people, and this is something how you can relate to this kind of technology from your point of view.
Yeah, thank you, Maruf-san, and thank you, Ashiris, for your wonderful presentation. I think the spirit is very critical. Spirit. I think this is very beautiful spirit, because my generation always argues the size of the project, how much, how many. But his project, very beautiful. It's a young generation is very social, whether you are in Japan or Bangladesh or rest of the world. The quality of the project. So I'm very impressed with his quality of the project, trying to help the people in the difficult conditions. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your comment and guidance. So with that, thank you, Ashir, for your presentation. If we have time permits, we will come back to you once again at the end.
Sure.
So thank you very much. And now we have another wonderful person with us. This is Mr. Shahriar Hussain, Managing Director of Deloitte, Japan. So may I invite Shahriar? Shahriar, please give your short introduction and then your presentation.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear us? Hear me?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, so yeah, I will share my little presentation here. Hope everyone can watch that. Okay, and just a minute, and let me give a small preparation time. Okay, so yep, my name is Sheikh Shahriar Hussain, and I came to Japan in 2006. And after that, I have been working here since then, but I started my career from 2003. So it's been around 20 years now in the IT industry. So most of the time I had a wonderful opportunity to, work with mainly innovative IT product and innovative IT research kind of things. So if you want me to define me in one word, I'll say that I create not only concept, but also the real product and business out of the research and development. Yes, so I joined Deloitte in 2018. Before that, I used to work for SoftBank as a director of AI, and I was the co-researcher at the Tokyo University as well. Yes, that's a little bit about my background. So I'll pass through that and I'll go to the next about the things that we have done. So there are a few of my contribution in the projects that we have done since 2014. So as you can see, this is the one of the robot, and I was the strategy lead for that. And we also had worked with so many IITs during the 2015. Then we had developed self-driving public transportations, and this was mainly meant for the oldest people in Japan who was actually stuck in a village side, and they really suffer for not having proper transportation, taxis, and something like that. So we have developed self-driving public transportation for them on 2017. And we also have developed various kind of safety systems, AI-based safety system for them. And now with this, I'm working more on back office automation kind of thing. There's, we give the boosting power to the data analyst and data scientist. A little bit of actually what kind of action I'm taking is a overall of actions. So I'm contributing on three major part in my company and in my society. First of all is I'm contributing on technological R&D things. I have my own research lab. I'll share afterwards. I'm also trying to make myself and also my other colleagues as a global leaders and global leaderships. In the third, one of my action is to build new businesses from the existing big giants companies. So the big giants can contribute to their financial and other knowledges to the small ventures we call corporate ventures. So these three things, this is how we are collaborating with Japan and Bangladesh, and this is how my mission and is to go for the society, next society, society 5.0. Well, so to do this, I have invented, or maybe I have thought about some frameworks. So I want to share it with you today, how I'm working towards this innovation things. So my everything started from this bottom, to culturing or to training up new scientists. So I trained new researchers and scientists. I don't know, should I call it researcher or scientist in your language, because none of them are having PhDs, but all of them are graduate from some engineering universities. And after that, I have a short course of 6 months, and which actually train them to how a research project work out. So they become a quick researchers on that side. Of course, there are PhDs and other researchers as well, but they are on the top level. But bottom of that, we have a lot of new scientists we required to go for more research expansion. So that's how my framework starts from. When the research, from the mass research conclusion, we make some technical, we call it seeds, So when the seeds, stay alone, it doesn't do anything. But when that seeds comes to the business people and other business needs, is start giving the birth of a tree, right? And when we see the potentiality into that particular technology, we make the minimal viable product. Along with the business discussion with the other consultant. And when these things become a tree, we see the really potential, we go to the market and industry partners, and finally we make our product into the market, and we do the product marketing and management kind of thing. So this is how my work started. One of the use cases that I have passed through this and I have followed on this framework is recently I have launched this product from Deloitte, which is called Deep ICR. Is one of the solution. It is an AI-based solution which have more than 100 patent pending technologies. Most of these things is developed in Bangladesh, and is a really contributing to the world for structuring the unstructured data. Yes, so I'll pass this one. There are a lot of small detail that is been required when we are processing the unstructured data. So this is the explanation for that, but I'm passing it because I think we have a little shortage of time today. Yes, of course, I am also glad that we have achieved one of the first prize in my one of the competition that happened in a business contribution in my company. So that is one of the achievement I can really want to share with you. So now let me spend some time on how this achievement itself came from and what is the key point of this success stories. So the things, from long been working in Japan for more innovation industry for around for 15 years, I find out that the innovator itself doesn't, they cannot achieve a lot, but they need a total ecosystem, to penetrate into the market, to understand what is the need actually lies. So I have created this ecosystem. Each of these box represent here one of the department or sometime one of the company over here. So, you can see, as a director, I am staying here as a whole direction part, but along with me, all these company and departments of different companies, they are working with me. For example, in the bottom of this, we have academic research, we have industry research, we have R&D centers, we have development, software development, other partners. In the top, we have business partner, industry leaders and consultants who are helping us to understand and penetrate the market. So this is the total ecosystems which has been I established, because I suffered a lot, because only the idea is not the only matters for the sustainable development, because that idea only gets into the real picture when you have the right people and the right talented knowledge on all together and they work together. So this is one of the product innovation ecosystem. I really want to follow everyone. Before you, really jump onto some entrepreneurship, please think about your other networks, other partners, where you have lacking, and who is the person, and who is the network, or who is the company, who is the your partnering department, who can help you to cop up your lackings and bring you to the market and give you the boosting powers. So after doing this, till now, I have created, alhamdulillah, I've created 100 jobs, both in for Japanese and for Bangladeshi. And yes. And I also want to share a little bit about my R&D centers that I have developed in Japan, and in Japan and also in Bangladesh. So this is the picture I have developed in Bangladesh in 2018. So as you can see, these are the people who are fresh graduates, or maybe not even graduated, just fourth year students. I have to train more than 100 and 200 people of that. And, they are contributing directly to my lab. It is the picture of 2018 and 2020. Now we have a new lab over there. We have increasing people. And not only that, we also have a department called data mining and data engineering field. So there are non-technical, non-graduate part-timers, fresh students, or there are a lot of part-timers also working over here. So this all together, this ecosystem is really, really helping both Bangladesh and Japan to bring the efficiency of young people. And we are also working together to help each country on our own way. Yeah, and that will be all from my side today. And I hope that, we'll have a different big session sometime to discuss more detail about each of this part. But this is all for today, and thank you for having me. Pass it to Farooq-san.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shahryar. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, a lot of activities are being done under your supervision. And I really liked your product innovation ecosystem. It's really very important, especially for the young, those who are thinking to establish a new business. So Mukhlis Bhai, this is again IT, technology. How do you think? When you see that every person, if you go to the rural part of Bangladesh, you will find that every young people, they are using smartphone with very smartness, and they are doing a lot of outsourcing activities. Still, do you think that technology is a barrier for them?
No. They can afford it. My impression, this is very highly technological approach, and this approach, this type of things we need, because Bangladesh is also going to be technologically developed. Bangladesh needs technological items, and if we don't have this type of persons, we cannot move forward. So I think it's a very big and a very high approach. I should give many thanks to Mr. Shahryar Hussain. It is, I don't know how much you have expanded this type of activities in Bangladesh. Does it working in universities or some political institutes and like this?
Yes, to additional information, till now I have given lecture to around not much, maybe 6 to 8 universities. I am trying to get involved with other universities and trying to help final year students to understand how the industry research looks like. And I'm also trying to get involved because I have already, as you can see, here we have already trained up more than 100, I call them so-called scientists. And I already involved around 25 scientists in my lab who are working directly with me, and they are taking the next lead. Actually what I'm trying to say is a little bit of my, what do you say? I want to promote myself, like, I am really creating some inventors in Bangladesh student life, in Bangladeshi students. And alhamdulillah, as I told you, in this annotation side also, there are a lot of workers, those who are not maybe high skilled but mid-level skilled people. They are also getting the opportunity to get engaged. Yes, that is the activities. And in university life, at present I have around 5 to 6 universities directly working with together. But yes, I'm also looking forward to get to other universities as well. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shahryar. And it's very good to see that you involve young people in your program and you are nurturing them. So I think that is very promising for us. That is very important for the next level to move to the next level of Bangladesh. Thank you. Kamara-san, what is your impression? How do you see this kind of activities?
Yeah, IT is always wonderful. Because you have lots of the smart people in Bangladesh, in Japan, everywhere. But from the SDGs perspective, we have to be very careful, from my perspective, whether IT technologies really help to the society or only the limited certain type of the people. So my very good question is, because sometimes IT is going to be very helpful to the society, but because of the IT technology, from my experience, many people lose the job outside of your community. This is why I try to recruit handicapped people, trying to let them to do the work which the IT can be replaced. So my question to you, because this topic is entrepreneurship to the SDGs, and I understand what you're doing in your consulting company. So from your IT technology projects, what is SDGs objective that you want to achieve? In your words, not using the United Nations words, in your specific words. That's my question. Thank you.
Shahryar, if you can, a small comment. We are getting out of time, actually.
Sorry.
Okay, great. I always get this question, because of course the IT is also maybe, there are a lot of people are losing their job because of automation, but I see the things in a different way. I want to give you one example. If you can remind, then in past days, our parents used to work with the typewriters, right? So one of my uncle, he lost his job because of this, when the computer came up on the front. But I can see that his 2 sons are now computer engineers. So see, one person lose the job, but because of this new trend, and another 2 person got the new job, right? So the technology, sometimes make the changes, but if the people could adapt that, and of course it has a positive impact. One more thing, it is not only the computer science and not only the technical, highly educated people are getting help from that. But as I also was trying to mention, we call it data annotations. So this is the 100 of students. They are not technically sound. They are just general people. So they are working at Bangladesh, working from their home, or sometimes they're working in our closed environment. So they are getting this job just because that we are creating some technology and at the support of that technology. So yes, there are people are losing job, but at the other hand, in the overall success, I think the more people are getting more jobs because of this whole development that is happening nowadays. And yeah, that will be my quick answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kamara-san, for your wonderful question. And thank you very much, Shahryar, for your response in time. Okay, today we have our final presenter, speaker, and he's a very dynamic leader from Bangladesh, I would say. And we have Mr. Tariq Rafi Bhuiyan. He is the General Secretary of Japan-Bangla Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So may I request Tariq to come up with your presentation with your small introduction. So you have 10 minutes for your presentation.
Thank you very much, Maruf Bhai. And thank you very much, Uddokta Japan Association, for inviting me as a panelist in this group of extremely illuminating, people that we have just heard from. I will just not take that much time, I think, because today entrepreneurship should be the main focus, and a lot of the things that we wanted to talk about has already been discussed by other members. So I'll just be brief. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Some reason it's not going forward. Sorry about that. Let me try to pause and do it again. Yes. So self-introduction, I'll do self-introduction, and then economic growth, the workforce, and then some ODA projects. I'll talk about those. My name is Tariq Rafi Bhuiya June. I'm the Managing Director of New Vision Solutions Limited, and also the General Secretary of Japan-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce. I did my bachelor's and MBA from Ohio State University. I also studied in Dhaka University in IBA for some time. Then I started a company called Blue Line International in the USA. And I also worked in Fortune 100 company in the US. I was there for about 13 years before I came back to Bangladesh in 2008. Then I started this company called New Vision Solutions Limited from 2008. Also serving as the General Secretary of Japan-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce. Also one of the committee members of Joint Credit Mechanism. And right now, I'm also a JETRO SME Platform Coordinator and advisor to the advisor of infrastructure to the Embassy of Japan, also a consultant of JBIC. New Vision Solutions Limited, we actually do market research. Since our inception, we actually wanted to help the Japanese companies and other foreign companies to establish their business in Bangladesh. So far, luckily, we have been able to work with more than 100 Japanese companies in Bangladesh. So we do market research, feasibility, also in business development, we do the due diligence, finding the local partners for the companies, doing the company registration. We're also right now heavily working in the infrastructure and engineering support. We're working on a few JICA projects, also doing the feasibility, also detailed engineering design and all those, environmental impact assessment and things like that. We're also in sales and marketing. We are importing, exporting. Also, we're doing the marketing strategy consultancy. Because we are talking to a lot of entrepreneurs, I also wanted to say that I'm also one of the co-founder of Crimson Cup, which is a USA franchise. It's a coffee cafe in Bangladesh. We have so far 8 locations in Dhaka. I'm also one of the co-founders of Kinza. It is a fusion Japanese restaurant, and in the trading, we are also exporting rice bran to Japan. We are importing Jokaso, which is a STP solution, also some bearings from different Japanese companies. We're also planning to go to other businesses like real estate business and things like that. We also have a CSR related activity in my mother's name, Kazuko Bhuiya Welfare Trust, through which we are actually doing some support to different educational institute like Dhaka University, and also we are trying to make young entrepreneurs. SDG 8, I think these are some of the screens that I would like to go very briefly. Bangladesh is doing very well through the GDP growth, even through the coronavirus, we have done well. If we are talking about FDI, we would like to say that, in FDI, in percentage of GDP, Bangladesh, if you look at Vietnam, we're doing quite less. So we have to do more to get more FDI in Bangladesh. We're a very young country in the workforce. As you can see, Bangladesh is the median age is about 27. There is a lot of English fluent speakers in Bangladesh. Employment creation by Japanese companies, quite a lot of Japanese companies is doing very large investment with a lot of people they're employing, like Maruti Pacific, 2,500 people, Kojima Dairy Garments Company, about 1,600 people, TM Textile, 5,000 people. Honda Bangladesh, which started 240, they are also increasing their capacities. Then Japan's assistance to Bangladesh, as we can see, if you look at these red, places, you will be able to see that definitely, from the economic cooperation perspective, Japan is the biggest friend and biggest donor. If we look at the right-hand side, that also will be able to see that yen loan is really increasing. If we go to the 2021 figure, we are the largest yen loan recipient of JICA right now in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is doing some major infrastructure projects where Japan is helping. Bangladesh is planning to do 100 SEZ. As we all know, that there is a very exciting SEZ that is coming only for Japan. It's called Bangladesh Special Economic Zone. 76% of this zone is owned by Sumitomo Corporation, 25% Beza. It's right near Dhaka in Narayanganj district, and about 190 hectares. This picture is actually the real picture on the background, so it is actually coming up, and the completion date is supposed to be 2022, the first phase. So a lot of Japanese companies can already start to invest in this SEZ. Some other mega projects. Our airport third terminal extension. This is a big project. Mitsubishi is involved with this. Metro Line 6 is also coming up in 2024. Portion will be done in 2023. Also, so many other metro rail lines, Line 1, Line 5, the PQ and all those kind of things are happening. So more Japanese investment will be coming here. Bangabandhu Railway Bridge, it's over Jamuna. That's also a big project, which is going to be open in 2024. Matarbai Deep Sea Port, a very exciting project. The first deep sea port in Bangladesh is also right now coming up. Probably by 2026 it's going to come. My last screen, but I would like to spend a little bit of time in this. What are the challenges and opportunities? Challenges, we always talk about tax, VAT, custom clearance. These are the places where a lot of improvement needs to happen. There is the tax VAT rules are very complicated, and sometimes we see some corruption. These things definitely need to be improved. We have a lot of people, but lack of skilled manpower is there. So I think that that's an opportunity also. Port system is backlogged, and that's an issue. Finding the right partner. This is a very important thing for our entrepreneurs to understand, because the due diligence and also the corporate governance is not very strong in Bangladesh. Also, sometimes the thought process of the Bangladeshi partners are more short-term. But the Japanese people are looking for long-term. They want very ethical partners and things like that. So I would want you guys to ready yourself and be very ethical in your practice, and have a long-term kind of a vision. Then you will be able to become good partners for the Japanese, because so many Japanese companies are coming to Bangladesh right now. Time management is an issue in Bangladesh, and also the commitment sometimes is not followed in the right way. Traffic jam, we all know about that, and also the foreign currency regulation, is an issue. Sending money out from Bangladesh, doing TT from Bangladesh is very difficult. Those are improving. The good news is, Bangladesh government is very serious about FDI and also Japanese investments. So they are actually making quite a lot of changes. and things are going in a better direction. Opportunities. Bangladesh has a huge population, 170 million people, and also the GDP per capita is increasing steadily. Right now we are sitting at, I think, around $2,600. So it is, the per capita GDP is even more than India, and our GDP is more than Vietnam. So we do have a big market, and we believe that it's a huge opportunity for any foreigners, specifically Japanese investors, to come in and invest. Land scarcity is an issue, but because of that, Bangladesh government is right now coming up with 100 SEZs, the one that I talked about in Naranganj, Narayhazar, and also another Japanese company, Sojitz, is doing feasibility study with JICA help in Chittagong area called Mireshorai. Bangladeshi people really love Japan. They like Japanese people. They like the quality of Japanese products. So it is easy for a Japanese company to come and do business in Bangladesh. Population is very young. We talked about that earlier. We're also going to population dividend. Some of our other speakers also alluded to that. So we do have a window of time in which we definitely have to have a lot of investments and a lot of entrepreneurs to utilize this young population. Skill development is an area where there's a lot of opportunity. We must make sure that our people are skilled, so that with the right skills, so that they can actually get into the job market. Also, for the startups and entrepreneurship, skill development is very, very important. Bangladesh has
June, thank you very much. If you can conclude in a few seconds, because we are getting out of time.
This is the last one. Some of the places where we believe we have a lot of opportunities: IT, light engineering, infrastructure, startup, agro-processing, pharmaceutical, real estate, service sectors, etc. Thank you very much. Yes,
yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you for your effort for the establishment of Bangladesh-Japan relationship. We really appreciate your movement. So Mukhlis Bhai and Kaumura Bhai, actually we are out of time. So each of you, if you have 30 minutes, 30 seconds comments. Mukhlis Bhai, 30 seconds.
Actually, Bangladesh, in Bangladesh, people love to go to Middle East as a very less skilled workers. It will not give a good sense to us, and it will not develop our country. Likewise, some young people want to come to Japan at the same style. Now, our problem is how to make the skilled workers, and that will help them in Bangladesh and also in foreign countries. So that type of approach, that type of problem, I think lies with us from now on. So it will be a question, probably.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is a usually uttered question, not sending the how to say quality human resource draft. So may I come to Kaumura-san? Can you make a 30 seconds comment?
Yeah, just briefly. I know it takes time for you to accomplish your objective, but I really appreciate your leadership and your wonderful effort to drive the let's say business, or to drive the leadership between two of our countries. All the best of your good luck. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, thank you very much, June. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful information and wonderful presentation. So with this, I would like to conclude this session, and I'd like to thanks once again all our speakers and our resource persons with this, and also all the participants, those who attended this session. I would convey my heartfelt thanks to all of you. And with this, we conclude this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.